Hi everybody, how's it going? I want to talk today about something that most people would say they're fine with, but when it gets down to it, they really aren't, and it's one of their biggest fears, and that is, guess what it is? Failing. And I think that's really interesting. I'm gonna give some points about failing and some points to think about. But first, I'm Paula Boland, and I am a master business and mindset coach. And I am the leader and CEO of Paula B Coaching. And I'm super glad to be here with you today. And I've been thinking a lot about this concept of failing. And the first point I wanna make about failing is, whose definition are you following for failing? Who gets to decide what is failure and what isn't? Most of us have this really big, huge fear, or have this kind of sense that if I did something the rest of society doesn't look on gracefully, then I'm going to be embarrassed. But the thing is, we're setting our own rule for that up in our head. And so, we are making the rules about what is failing and what isn't. So we can always challenge that. And the thing about it is all of us learn so much more from what we encounter and call and name failing, don't we? I mean, even look at a baby. I mean, the way that they think about how they learn to walk, they stand up, they fall down. They stand up, they fall down. And the thing about that is nobody in their right mind would say to the baby, "Oh my God, I can't believe you fell down. How stupid are you? Get up. You've stood up. Keep going. Get going." No one would do that. What we do instead is we say, "Oh my God, you stood up." And then they fall down and we kind of chuckle and we go, "Okay, you can do it." And we cheer on for them. We expect that falling is going to be part of it, or failing to have your legs move the same way all the time from the time you stand up. And actually the falling part of it is the baby using their muscles, and those muscles getting better and stronger and learning as they get up to be able to do the next thing, the next way. So this idea of, we could think about that when we call ourselves failing, that it really isn't failing, it's learning, right? If we look at it the right way. The thing is that most people have a mindset that they're so afraid of failing and embarrassment that one, they won't even try. And hey, how are you? Yeah, get up, you silly baby. How are you, Johanna? Glad you're here with us. The first thing, they're so afraid of failing and so afraid of being embarrassed and what other people will think that they don't even try. That's the first thing. The second thing is that if they do try and something goes the way they didn't expect it, or, for instance, something goes that embarrasses them, they will never try again. And so the thing is, what if a baby did that? What if a baby started to walk and we're all cheering and it falls down and then it never gets up again? What would happen is we would all be very concerned and try to do interventions and try to help that baby, because we know that innately that is part of the process. So the idea of first trying is sort of mandatory. And if you never try because you're so afraid of failing, you're really leaving yourself out of this whole picture of life. And then secondly, when you get going and you try and you fail, it's part of the picture. Maybe we shouldn't call it, we're just going to call it learning. Let's change the word. Let's change how we talk about that. Let's call it learning. And we don't want to do that just as a cliche, but really it is us learning new muscles, learning new skills, bringing new things forward. And, I fail in the worldly sense every single day of my life. Somehow, some way. Anybody else who's watching, do you fail every day somehow, some way? And I don't quit living. In fact, I've taken the attitude now and I call it failing fast. So I go ahead and I try it and I fail and then I get back up. I try it and I fail and I get back up. I consider myself like a baby learning how to walk. And I keep that view in my head. And the other part, one more thing about the concept of learning, failing, what most of the world calls failing, is once it happens, and like I said, you never want to try again, but we also like beat ourselves up. How could I ever have done that? How could I have made that mistake? How could I, why did I say that way? And then we spend so much time and energy beating ourselves up that it turns into this whole blob experience. So I'm asking you today to be aware, first, of how most things in nature learn and grow. The little tree, or you think about like an acorn and its hard little acorn thing. I mean, that thing has to hit the ground. It has to get ground over it. It has to stay in there for a while. And then it has to get water. It has to have all this stuff. And then it starts to grow. And do you think coming out of that hard shell feels really good? No, but if the acorn never tried and didn't like poke a little bit out and then wait for the rain to come, it would never be the tree, the big oak tree, right? So that's the same for us. I want to encourage you to take on the idea of failing fast. It's kind of fun. You just go forward, you do it, and then if something doesn't go right, you go, oh, that didn't go right. Okay, that was fun or not fun, and now it's done. And you move on and you do the next thing and the next thing. And guess what happens is that, you start getting hooks in the ladder and climbing up the ladder. The next one, you're like the acorn that's breaking out. But we have to fall sometimes. We have to fail sometimes in the world sense of the word, because that's how we learn, that's how we grow, that's how we make our muscles for doing the thing we want to do, into our purpose, helping the world, being who we want to be. That's how we get there. So I want to encourage you today to rethink this idea of what may be holding you back in many, many areas of your life, many, many places of your world, the idea of fear of failure, or then fear of trying because you might fail. Go do it. Fail fast. Report about it. Tell us what happens during the fast failing. I do it all day long, every day. And most of us really, if we are doing something every day that doesn't work out exactly right, but that's all part of our process and our learning too. And I really think if we'd celebrate that instead of hiding from it and being embarrassed by it, that it would be like just take us to great lengths. I want to share an example of what I did today. So I've been providing this challenge. I provided this challenge. It's called 10K in 5 days, Badass Business Growth Challenge. And I did it in June, and it was super successful. And I've been asked to do it again. And so I'm going to do that. And today, this idea hits me to contact these two really big name people about them promoting my challenge. And I was like, and as I was typing the text to connect with them, what was going through my mind is, well, what if they think that you're dumb? What if they think, why would they ever do this? What if they think this? You could, literally, you could fail at that. And I thought to myself, so what? What if they say yes? What's the best thing can happen? And if they think I'm done, then I'll move on. Doesn't matter. If it's going to be what the world would call failure, I might as well ask, and I might as well move forward. I might as well learn from it, because they could tell me the reasons why or why not, and then I can learn the next thing. If it's a no, if it's a yes, all the better. And, so just trying the next thing, being willing to fail fast and get up and try again, and keep pushing those learning muscles up. Keep pushing that learning self up to the next thing and the next thing. And all of a sudden, it's fun. It is really fun when you let yourself go and you have that freedom and you do it as a matter of fun instead of a matter of fear. I'm going to do another video about that, fun versus fear. But once you start going in this way, like the baby, we all laugh at the baby when they fall. It's all cute, right? And then we want to, yay, get back up. You can do it. That's what we need to do for ourselves. So let's start that. Let's go there. I want to hear what you tried today. That I don't care if it was a success or not, but what did you try that could have been the failing fast thing that brought you, yes, or taught you, the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that's going to be good and fun and wonderful and amazing and probably will pay off for your success and your wealth and your abundance in your life. Thank you. I appreciate you being here with me. My concept of failing is failing fast. If you're going to do it, keep going, keep building your muscles, and really call it learning fast. And we'll talk to you soon.